represent the Catholic order to which you belong. What is called, who founded it, and what kind of work does it do?
Okay, yeah, my congregation is Daughters of Mary, Mother of Mercy. It was founded in 1961 by late Bishop Anthony Gogomwedo, and it was founded in Nigeria. So we celebrated our 50 years anniversary last year. So we have more than 1,000 sisters working in different countries in the world. And our main apostolate is working in schools and hospitals. So we have sisters that are medical doctors, nurses, professors, principals, working in different fields. So we are very, very active in the society. Thank you.
How come you become a nun?
Well, it's a long story, but I have a very strong Catholic background. So my father served the church for more than 50 years as what we can call here married deacon. And also my mother supported him in so many ways, teaching catechism and taking care of children in the church. So as a result of my background in the Catholic Church, so I grew up with this faith. And then my mother was trained by Holy Rosary Sisters as a teacher. So she was always telling me stories about the nuns and their lives. So it was through her that I got inspired to become a nun. But actually at the beginning she didn't agree, but I had to take my decision to become what I want to do, what I want to be, so yeah.
How did you find your way to the order you belong to?
Okay, I grew up in the village, and we didn't have priest. It was my father who was serving as a deacon and catechist, and also we were having priest once in 2 months to celebrate Mass. So, but through the support of my parents, so I happened to visit my brother living in the city. That was where I found the congregation. But not this one I am now, but another congregation. So I went there and met the sisters. So they thought I just came out at that 1992, that I just came out from a secondary school. The advice was that I should go into the world, have experience, and then think about the life I want to embrace, and then come back. But for me it was not the best option to spend 1 year in the world. I was afraid that I might lose my vocation. So then one of the sisters directed me to Umuahia, where we have the Daughters of Mary, Mother of Mercy. So through the support of the sister, I was able to find the congregation where I belong to. And then I went, they interviewed me, and then they said, okay, you have every qualification to be taken in as aspirant. So that was how I found myself at the congregation of the Daughters of Mary, Mother of Mercy. So after aspirancy, I was taken into postulancy and then to novitiate. Yeah.
What kind of work does your order do in Sweden?
We came through the invitation of Bishop, the Catholic Bishop of Stockholm, Bishop Anders Aborelius, to work with African Catholic community here, Africans in Sweden. And that we started doing in so many ways. We work pastorally with them, organizing masses, organizing catechism, wedding, family discussions, meetings, and consultations. So, but later on, when I took some courses, I started my master's in social work. So it now made me to have another broader view of how we can help and support the Africans here. So as a social worker, I got into Stockholm College, where I'm now a staff working for projects in Nigeria, for their projects in Nigeria as a project manager. So I take care of their partnership with Nigerian schools, Nigerian youth, Nigerian women, in empowering them through microfinance, through supporting their education system, through organizing training programs for the youth. So it's another way now of supporting Africans here and also supporting Africans in Nigeria. So basically, that is what I do right now. And my sister is also working with African Catholic community, both French speaking and English speaking. So we meet them everywhere. Africans are everywhere, so we meet them day by day in the train, in the buses, independent talks. Oh, we are really doing a very, I would say, God is helping us to support them in our own little way, So we also organize Rosary telephone conference, saying the Rosary through the telephone, and then, receiving their calls at any time of the day, of the night, where we have open telephone for such services. Yeah.
Can you tell us something about the Catholic Church in Nigeria and your work in Nigeria?
Catholicism in Nigeria is very strong. Though Nigeria is a very big country with not less than 150, 170 million, estimate of 170 million people in Nigeria. And statistically, we are told that Muslims have a percentage of 60, and Christians have 40%. But a lot of people are Catholics, especially in the eastern part of Nigeria, where I come from. We have many priests, we have vocation sisters, so the church, Catholic Church, is very, very strong. And culturally, it affected us also, because we still have a very strong culture that families are expected to belong somewhere in the church, to belong somewhere, to have faith somewhere. So many people are Catholics in the eastern part. So, and they are really devoted Catholics. So the Catholic Church in Nigeria is booming. They take care of their priests. It's quite different here. We take care of our priests and nuns in a very special way. So.
And about your work in Nigeria?
Well, as a person, my congregation, as I said, work with education, hospitals, and then taking care of the orphans, abandoned children. So I worked in several fields. As a teacher, I worked in the orphanage, and The last I did was as a project manager taking care of the university my congregation wanted to build. So I was the one running about securing the land and as well processing the documents for the registration. Actually, that was the last work I did before coming to Sweden. So I have my background. I have handled work in youth work, in education, in hospitals, orphanages, and then as a project manager also.
From your perspective, what is the role of women in Africa's society of today? Can they actively contribute to change in society?
Yes. When you say Africa, it's a very large continent, and it varies. The roles varies from country to country. So I can say perfectly well about Nigeria because that is where I grew up, and from my experience within the Swedish society where I have met African women from East Africa, I can tell little, though I haven't been to any country, any East African country, but I know that women play a very important role in the family, in the community, because they take care of their children. They are very, very hardworking, industrious. They, very strong. They are very strong. They take heavily part of the family responsibility, especially when it concerns with raising of the children. In Nigeria, men are out there, they believe it is their duty to be there to make money and then come home and, ask the woman, how are you? How are my kids? But women, day to day, are there with the children, taking them to school, making sure they feed, every family affairs, they take care of it. But the man believes that, okay, it's my duty, the woman is my property, and I have to take care of her. So he's always outside, so depending on the nature of his work. But these days also it's changing. Some men who are educated see that there must be a balance in the relationship, in taking care of responsibilities. So some men these days are committed to making sure that they don't just allow the woman to suffer alone, especially in taking care of the children, making sure that they get all the love they need from both parents, and then but also in East African countries, I think that it is opposite how it is in my country. Women are even the ones in the field, trying to find money, struggling to find money to take care of their family. So they find money, they come back again in the house, cook the food, feed their children, take them to school, all kind of, they are completely involved, and somehow I would say alone in so many responsibilities, from my little experience anyway. Yes.
Can you tell us how you see women's vocation in the Catholic Church of today in Nigeria?
Well, in Nigeria we respect our men and women who have taken to this life, being a priest and a nun. But in actual fact, respect are more given to men, that they have more responsibilities, they have more respect, they have more opportunities since they climb the altar to tell the people, you know. So the sisters are like, they prepare the mass, they set the altar ready, they, you know, running around the church. So the priest is always at the helm of affairs. You know, it's always the one that take care of every responsibility when it comes to the church. So the women are seen as just, you know, being there. They clean the church, they clean the sacristy, they prepare the mass, they do this and do that, you know, but not really involved, you know, as in the way it is here, actually, you know. But here it is done with great respect. Even if you are a sister cleaning the, you know, the church, you have your big respect, you know. But it's not that way, you know. They look down on the women. They look down on women, even though they are doing a very good job that the men cannot do, the priest. But majority look down on them.
Oh, one last question. Can you tell us something about Nigerian immigration to Sweden? Nigerians here don't have that kind of long history of migration to Sweden. We don't have, I don't think we have yet second generation immigrants in Sweden from Nigeria. So it's still a very new country to Nigerians. Young guys are still people who go home to marry, bring their family. So Nigerians here are still a very young community in Sweden. And most of them have not come as a result of war. Rather, I know, as a result of struggle for a better life. You know, it's quite different from the those who have come from some countries in Africa, you know, like the Congos, the Ugandans, you know. So they have come, they have migrated as a result of war, you know, conflict. So it has not been like that in the history of Nigerian migration to Sweden. So these people have a different history, and they have up to second, third generation migrants in Sweden. They are a stronger group, like the Somalians. They are a stronger group. So Nigerians are still very, very young, you know, because after the Biafran war, there hasn't been that war in Nigeria that could make one to come as asylum seeker, you know, but come with other reasons, you know. I will give you thanks for this opportunity of your answer.